Hey guys, Thunder E here, and today we're taking a look at the brand new MacBook Neo. And yes, this is one very interesting device because it comes at a price point that's really exciting. It's a laptop that everybody thinks is going to change the market, but we're going to find out how it handles battery life, gaming, all the fun stuff that you care about to see if this is something you should pick up. So let's jump in. Okay, the MacBook Neo is here. First off, this is a light device. I do like the build. I opted for the citrus color. Big shout out to Apple for actually sending this over early so I could actually cover this out. The laptop itself is comfortable and it's also a solid build. It's a recycled aluminum, 60% recycled aluminum, the most Apple says they've used. I like that. I like that for, a $599 laptop, you're getting a premium build all around, right? Let's start off with the ports. Let's see where we are with the ports. So all the ports are on the left-hand side. We have a headphone jack, and then we have two USB Type-C ports. Now, one is faster and slower. The one that is closer towards the headphone jack, that is USB Type-C Gen 2, and then Gen 3 is at the back. So if you want to charge faster, definitely use the back port. Those are the only ports you have, and honestly, that is fine, similar to the MacBook Air. Now, the other things you find around this chassis is the speakers. You've got these side-firing speaker slits on either side, and typically on the MacBook, you find the speakers on next to the keyboard. Not the case here, but they sound really, really good. I mean, for its form factor and size they do, but let me not waste any time. How about you just take a quick listen?
What's your situation? No fucking way. It just keeps getting worse.
Really good. I mean, that is a good sounding speaker for a device like this. So we open it up, and what you notice is that you can actually use one finger to open up, which is something typical you find with Macs. I do like that here. And then we're greeted with this display. This is a liquid retina display. It is not up to 1080p. The resolution is slightly below that. It's still a nice display. When you have wallpapers on there, they look good. For me, it's a bit washed out a little bit. It is bright at 500 nits, but in terms of the brightness of the display, I think it's bright enough. I think it's just not as color accurate I'm used to. But then again, it is a $599 device, so I'm fine with it. Keyboard is a fleshed out keyboard here. Key travel is nice. I will say the one big downfall of this keyboard, it's not a backlit keyboard, so that is a big bummer. And that's something you notice, so you're gonna have to crank up the brightness of your screen or kind of turn on light on. That's something I wish they did not omit from this device. I think it's just very key. Now you can get in two options or two flavors of the keyboard in the sense that one without Touch ID and one with. With Touch ID, that price point goes up to $699, but also moves the storage up to 512. Standard without Touch ID is $256, and your RAM is just 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that's fine. That's what we have there with it. If you want more storage, you're going to use an external storage for this. But I feel like most people are not going to be doing that. The touchpad is very nice and smooth, doesn't have haptic feedback, but again, it's all corner touch. So you can right click on either part of the touchpad. It works fine. I have no complaints about it. I will say the bezel on this device is a little bit thick, but then again, you're looking at a cheaper price point and it kind of states it that way, right? So this is powered by the A18 Pro processor. This is a processor that you find in your iPhone 16 series, and it's a solid processor. Like looking at some Cinebench scores that we have, the scores are solid, standard, really nice, but we don't care about Cinebench. We care about real world situations. So how's the day-to-day use? Using this, whether you're browsing the web on Chrome, I would use Chrome on a MacBook. I'm not a big Safari user. Works really well, no issues. The RAM management is really nice on this device. So a day-to-day browsing, even using software like Parsec, which I use to connect to my PC in my office, it works really well. Or stuff like, say, editing with Adobe Premiere, that also will work well. So software functionality and use is pretty solid, but we care about gaming. And what I wanted to check out was, PC games. And I ran 2 games. One was Resident Evil 4, the other one was Cyberpunk 2077. Now, Resident Evil 4 ran well. Now, I'm not sure how it's done on the Mac, if it's downloaded in the iOS version, that's what I would like to call it, or the pure PC version. But then again, it is playable on both systems. I could be wrong, and somebody correct me if it's the same game. But in terms of visual quality, it looked less in resolution, again, matching just the system specs, but it ran well. And just to remind you guys, the display is a 60 hertz display, so you're not going to get anything more than 60 frames per second. I would say it ran above 30 frames per second. My frame rate counter just didn't work well for this. I'd say it ran well, and it was a clean experience here. Now, moving over to Cyberpunk 2077. This is one I wanted to see how well it handled. So installed the game off Steam, played it, and I was getting an average of about 29 frames per second, sometimes 25, especially in heated action moments. You can see the level of what this processor can do gaming-wise of PC-style games. So that's the clear difference there. It's still a very good thing to see that you could run it. And, I'm sure there can be optimizations that will help down the line. But this is very promising and shows the power of the A18 Pro and what it can actually do. So as gamers, you have that there. But this is also where I saw some RAM management things where it dipped down in terms of usage. The game also froze at one point. And again, it's 8 gigs of RAM, and the game is going to be using a lot more. So that kind of puts it in line of, if you're doing a lot of work, maybe a lot of spreadsheets, intense video editing, this is not the device for you. This is a day-to-day laptop, and I think it kind of stays in that realm. So gaming was good. Temperatures, honestly, I didn't need to measure anything. It ran really cool. It's a bigger chassis from an iPhone, so this is running really well, and cooling is just super optimized on this. So both games, there was I couldn't feel anything on the keyboard whatsoever. Now, battery life, that is a big thing. Apple touted 16 hours of battery life with video playback. I did my video test, and I ran a video for a 24-hour YouTube video. They have those, by the way. I ran this for roughly that amount of time. I set my screen brightness at 50%. I also set my volume at 50%, and I got 14 hours and 56 minutes before it actually died off. So that was really good to see. Very good battery life, impressive. Not 16 hours, but also not far off, honestly, and that's quite impressive. So this is something you can take with you coast to coast, travel around, and you will be fine with this laptop. So what does this mean? What does this mean? It means that Apple has found itself a new category, and it's found a category that is going to fit a lot of people. Students, whether against college, entry-level college, high school, anyone's looking for a cheap laptop. Apple has something here that is going to shake up the market. Now, I'm not saying there are no things in the PC market, because there is competition, and I'll have another video for you guys to see how it stacks up to PCs within, or PC laptops within that $599 range. But honestly, this is a very interesting device that I want to see what the reaction is from users, what you guys think, who's picking one up, and also want to see the reaction from the PC manufacturers to see how well they'll handle this. So if you have any questions or any comments, guys, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment.